So this video is going to be just kind of some tips on how to use Desmos when we're talking about finding the sign regression. I know that there are videos in the help support and there's a review video on how to do it in the TI graphing calculator. However, I know we've been using Desmos since the beginning, and I don't know how many of you actually have a TI graphing calculator, so I kind of wanted to give you just those tips on how to back your way into it. So I'm going to split screen this, and this is an example that you may see in the Math Excel. So basically, the best way to handle this is it's giving you this data talking about the average monthly load temperature, and it's asking you which one best fits the model. Well, I have played and I've tried and I've done everything I could possibly think of to try to get it to work in Desmos, and I've had other people look at it and it's just not coming out the way it would on the graphing calculator as far as TI. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the information into the table so that we can look at it visually. All right, and once we look at it visually, if you look at your answer choices, you should see that you have pi over 6. It's definitely in radians. So you always want to go over here to your settings, make sure that you graph it, make sure radians is highlighted. Of course, if it was degrees, you could flip over, but most time when you're talking about the model, it's going to be in radians. And then I'm going to adjust my screen a little bit to see the actual data as a scatter plot. So obviously you can see the answer is A because there's a check mark beside it, but how do we go about finding which one is the best fit? So if I were to look at A and I put in the actual sign graph of what's given, so I have pi divided by 6. Whoops. So we can see that that actually fits pretty nicely. It's not going to fit perfectly because it is a regression model. But if I were to, let's go say that I changed it to B. So B has 42. It has the exact same information except for they flipped the 42 and the 23. So we can clearly see that it does hit some of those points, but it's definitely not a best fit model as far as the way it looks and as far down as the actual length of your wave is going. So what you can do is you can continue to look at these. You can keep plugging the values in until you find the one that is the best fit model. So as long as you have your graphing calculator and it's multiple choice, especially on your exam, which it is, you can always back your way into it. And of course, you can see that this one lengthwise fits better, but it's obviously translated a little too far. So if I go back to the original A value, you can see that that one fits the best. So again, process on how to back your way into this is to put a table in so that you have your scatter plot of the data, and then take your answer choices and see which one actually does fit best into the data piece. And it's not going to fit perfectly, but it should fit pretty nicely. So hopefully this helps. And then, of course, try this next problem.